We have one more AFCON quarterfinal match to break down, and it's Cape Verde and South Africa going down at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday, February 3rd. Cape Verde, the Blue Sharks, meet Bafana Bafana, South Africa, in this quarterfinal game. For Cape Verde, they're looking to reach the semifinals for the first time in their history, and South Africa are looking to do so for the first time since 2000. Cape Verde come in slightly favored to win in regulation at plus 180, the draw being plus 187, and South Africa plus 190. But when it comes to just simply to advance by any means, after regulation, PKs, or extra time, Cape Verde to advance is plus 120, and South Africa is actually the favored team at minus 163 when looking at the odds at bet 365. Over 2.5 goals, plus 170. The under favored, like most AFCON games, at minus 225. Both teams to score yes, plus 120. Both teams to score no, minus 163. For Cape Verde, they top Group B at 2-1-0. They beat Ghana 2-1, beat Mozambique 3-0, and drew with Egypt 2-2. In the round of 16, they beat Mauritania on a late 86-minute PK by Ryan Mendes, and they got plenty of shots and led in that category 18-11. They also had the edge in shots on target 4-0 and had all the possession in the game with 70%. Also dominated the corners kicks at 11-1. For South Africa, they came in second in Group F at an even 1-1-1. They lost 2-0 to Mali and then improved with a 4-0 win over Namibia, and they drew Tunisia 0-0. In the round of 16, they pulled off the upset over Morocco, scoring in the 57th and 95th minutes. They were outshot 13-5, but they did lead in shots on target 3-2 and got goals on both of those shots on target. Morocco held the possession edge with 54%, and Morocco had the corners edge 6-2. If we were looking at some player props in this game for Cape Verde, Ryan Mendes has 2 goals, while 6 other players all have 1. Bebe leads with 11 shots, but only has 1 shot on target, and Cabral has 7 shots and 4 shots on targets. So those are some of the players to look at if you were looking at goals or shot props. For South Africa, Thembazwane has 2 goals, while 4 others have 1. Both Tau and Mokwana have 9 shots and 4 and 5 shots on target, respectively, while 6 players all have multiple shots on target for the South Africa team. There's a very short history between these teams. Both have beat each other twice, and there is 1 draw in their all-time head-to-head history. Now, the most recent games between these teams came in 2017, World Cup qualifying, with Cape Verde winning both of those games 2-1. And in fact, when you look at those 5 all-time meetings, 4 of those scores have all ended 2-1, so that's been a popular outcome. Now we look at Cape Verde's form coming into this game. They now have just 1 loss in 7. They're 4-2-1 in that time. They're 8-4-4 in their last 16. There's been 2 or more goals scored in their games in 9 of their past 11. Both teams to score bets, though, are only 6-5, so that can go about either way. They have scored in 9 of their past 11. Meanwhile, for Bafana Bafana, they now have just 3 losses in their last 23 games. They're 12-8-3 in that time, so getting more wins than draws, but still, it's a lot of draws in those 23 games, but they're barely losing with just 3. One way or another, there has been a clean sheet in 6 straight games for them, also in 10 of their last 12. So that's either a clean sheet they're keeping, they're being kept off the scoreboard, or it's been ending 0-0 in their games. And for Cape Verde, they are the second highest scorers in the tournament. They have 8 goals, behind in goal is 9. They've had 50 shots with 17 shots on target. Meanwhile, they've given up 58 shots and had 10 shots on target. So that's averaging a little over 4 shots on target per game for them, and they're giving up just around over 2 shots on target per game against them. Meanwhile, for South Africa, they've had 40 shots, 19 shots on target. They've allowed 44, given up 12. So they're actually averaging almost 5 shots on target per game, and they're giving up about 3 shots on target per game as well. We've already seen more goals so far in this AFCON than all of 2021 and 2019. However, the knockout stage goals per game have dropped slightly from 2.2 down to 1.5. I think both of these teams have plenty of players who have proven they can get on the score sheet. They're both putting up lots of shots while still allowing some shots as well. I think if we see at least a goal from both teams, that would actually fall right in between. Even if it was 1-1, fall in between that average from the group stage to the knockout round. So I do think the best bet for this game will be both teams to score. Of course, in this tournament in AFCON, it's never a bad bet to look at the draw or an under in a parlay. But for the best bet for me, for Cape Verde and South Africa, I'll go both teams to score at plus 120. If you want more AFCON best bets, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more AFCON predictions for the rest of the tournament. Thanks a lot.